All right, so Mr. Kimmel returned as expected, unrepentant, but he wasn't arrogant. He was fairly humble. He didn't apologize for suggesting that conservative Americans who support Donald Trump somehow were responsible for the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is what got Kimmel in trouble in the first place, that absurd notion, which is irresponsible in the extreme. Okay, that's what got him in trouble. But before that, Mr. Kimmel had carved out an anti-Trump posture that was almost a comedy act all in itself. It wasn't funny, but it was so absurd every single night. Colbert and Kimmel, all right, we got it. You don't like the guy. So anyway, I'm going to run down a few clips. We'll analyze them and we'll get some reaction. And then I will give my personal advice to both President Trump and Jimmy Kimmel, which I'm sure they're all going to write down and do exactly what I suggest. All right, so Kimmel opens it up last night with this. Go.
I want to thank everyone who checked in. It would take all week to list all of them, but some that I do especially want to mention are my fellow late night talk show hosts, my friend Stephen Colbert, who's found himself in this predicament, my friends Jon Stewart, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, John Oliver, Conan O'Brien, James Corden, Arsenio, Kathy, Wanda, Chelsea, even Jay reached out. I heard from late night hosts in other countries, from Ireland and from Germany. The guy in Germany offered me a job. Can you imagine? This country has become so authoritarian. The Germans are like, come here.
All right, it's okay. Not object. And my personal view is I don't want Jimmy Kimmel banished or anything. I don't believe in that cancel stuff. And they tried to do it to me. They only made me stronger, which it's pretty ironic, but it's exactly what happened. Now, as for the controversy himself, Kimmel should have said, look, I'm sorry I said that about the MAGA people. That's what he should have said. But, he's playing to a crew. Always remember that. These people play to a certain audience, not the whole audience, not the whole country. They play to a certain sliver. So here's what Kimmel said about the controversy. Go.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way.
All right, rational. I mean, that's not what the crux of the matter is. It was inappropriate to inject politics falsely a few days after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Just inappropriate. And the reason that it happened was because Mr. Kimmel is a fanatic. All right, and that's not good. All right, the third one and the last one is about the overall issue of expression. Go.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. Yeah! I've had the opportunity to meet and spend time with comedians and talk show hosts from countries like Russia, countries in the Middle East, who tell me they would get thrown in prison for making fun of those in power, and worse than being thrown in prison. They know how lucky we are here. Our freedom to speak is what they admire most about this country. And that's something I'm embarrassed to say I took for granted until they pulled my friend Stephen off the air and tried to coerce the affiliates who run our show in the cities that you live in to take my show off the air. That's not legal. That's not American. That is un-American, and it is so dangerous.
All right, no government official tried to coerce the companies to take Kimmel's show off the air. And I know that because I work for Nexstar, you know that. On News Nation, I appear. I'll be on with Cuomo tonight. That's not what that company did. The company, Nexstar, reacted to its local viewership, which was outraged about what Jim said. Let's face it, the U.S. economy is under stress. National debt rising, trade war shaking the markets. And meanwhile, China is dumping the dollar and stockpiling gold. That's why I protected my savings with physical gold and silver through the only dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. And you can do this. Get precious metals delivered to your door or place in a tax-advantaged gold IRA. They'll even help you roll over your existing IRA or 401k, tax and penalty free. With billions in precious metals delivered, thousands of five-star reviews, and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust American Hartford Gold as I do. Please call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.